Hi again, everybody. Jim Stevens here at the 2019 Tornado World Championships. As we're talking to John O'Brien, the founder of Foosball Clubs USA. John, it's a program designed to bring kids into the sport of foosball and to use foosball to help out kids, isn't it?
Yes. In fact, when I started the program, it started actually out of a after-school program that I offered simply for my own school. And after 2 years of having in-house tournaments, I said to the students, "How'd you like to compete against other schools?" And they were like, "Yes, that's great." The problem was there were no other schools. So I found myself taking my table on the road and doing clinics at schools, and one thing led to another. And then about 2 years later, we decided, okay, we really need to do this seriously and start a nonprofit organization that talks the language of schools and shows them how foosball can help them accomplish their mission of reaching out to every student. So that's what we do. We try to help schools reach their students.
And anybody can play foosball. Maybe they can't play basketball, baseball, football, physical sports necessarily, but anyone can play foosball, can't they?
Absolutely, and we've seen it. You see it here at these events. We have 5th graders playing against 8th and 9th graders, and it's not size anymore, but it's dedication and passion and skill, and so that big 6-footer, he's not going to do any better against the young player if he doesn't perfect his game. And so guys and girls play equally at the middle school and the high school level, and so size really doesn't matter. And so it's a great sport for that way. And another thing, in addition to that, we found it's not just about individual competition. We're finding groups of students interacting together that never would have had anything else in common. They weren't on the same teams, they weren't in the same groups, and all of a sudden they're part of the foosball program, and now they have new friendships.
Now, you started this program up in New York State, and still most of the programs in schools are in the Empire State, but there's now also a program in Michigan, out in Colorado as well, and the vision really is to spread this nationwide, isn't it?
Absolutely. It started in New York because that's where I'm a teacher, and got together, incorporated with other teachers, and reached out to teachers around me, but then as we pushed information out over Facebook and other social media, other schools, other teachers started contacting us, and really I'm kind of jealous because Denver, in 1 year, they accomplished what it took us about 3-4 years to do, of having 3 different schools all interacting together. So now they have a great league there that they can compete in. It's wonderful.
So let's talk numbers. How many schools do you have? How big is the program in New York State and nationwide, at least so far?
Yeah, I would say numbers is a tough thing. We have 7 schools in New York State that we would say see themselves as having a strong foosball program. And then we've helped about 3 different youth centers get foosball tables, and they have a mentor that comes in. Some of the players who even come here will volunteer their time. And so we have strong programs, and then we have just those that have a table. In Denver, we have those 3 really strong programs, and then we have single programs in about 5 other states, and we're really looking forward to them having a 2nd or a 3rd school nearby, because that's going to give them critical mass to have something really exciting.
So you got the head-to-head school programs, challenges school versus school, and of course within the schools in an intramural fashion as well. But we've also seen some of these kids out on tour, and some of them have been kind of successful.
Well, we have. Obviously, we have what I refer to as the 2nd generation foosball players, and for so many years, those are the juniors that were playing. They went to the pro tour with their parents, and that provide transportation and housing. But what was not happening is you weren't having new, fresh blood out there. We're getting some of that now. The last 2 World Cups, we had non-foosball family participants who were selected for the team because they played at that level. And so that's exciting. A whole new generation of students is coming in.
Yeah, it really is. And how can people get involved with this? Whether they want to start a program in their area, whether they want to be a donor to your program, or at least get more information about what they can do to help out this tremendous cause.
As with so many things, nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something, okay? And some people, they don't have time, but they have resources. They can donate, which helps us provide tables to schools that are in need, and that they have a staff member, they have approval, but they just don't have the funds for a table. And so those donors can help us. But then really, having a table and giving it to a school where there's nobody to mentor, that's also not good. And so we need local players who, maybe they're not teachers, maybe they're not staff members, but they're willing to volunteer their time and to give clinics and teach the staff members how to do it. But then also, we just need people to talk it up, because maybe they can't do it, but they know somebody in their network, in their circle of friends. Another thing is player groups. We have adult player groups. Well, to me, it seems like player groups ought to adopt the mission of creating the next generation of foosball player. And so part of their mission should not just be playing themselves, which is great fun, but also training up the next generation, because it's their community. And so every local player group can really reach out to either the school or hold a separate event. What's interesting, Jim, is some schools don't know that they need foosball. And so even if you want to offer them a table, we've had this, people wanting to donate tables, and they said, no, we don't know how we can use it. And so local player groups might just have to start holding junior tournaments on their own until there's enough students that are playing that the school wakes up and says, oh, I guess this is valuable. So there's so many different ways. And people can contact us, foosball clubs, foosballclubsusa.com. Go out there. There's all sorts of links. You can find us. Go email me, give us a call, and we'll talk over your situation with you.
Well, John, thank you so much for what you do. We all respect you so much. It's all about the kids. It's time to start creating players instead of just procreating them. And keep up the good work, and let us know how we can help. Certainly we're on board to push this thing forward as much as we can as well.
Thank you for getting behind this and all the public relations you've done to promote not only youth foosball, but all foosball. So thank you very much.
There's more to come, folks, in this arena, because it's all about the kids.